Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to ROP, Run of Play podcast, where we discuss all things football, but from the perspectives of our team, Arsenal, Manchester United, and welcome back to David, our only neutral fan, but his neutrality is to hate on all the top English teams. I don't know how neutral that is, but he's back. He's back in the building. Last weekend, we didn't see anyone to give us a congratulations, so we start this show with congratulations from DJ El Pablo and David. But before we do, please press the like button, subscribe to Dr. Toast Corner, subscribe to DJ El Pablo United Talk Podcast on YouTube. Yeah, let's get it cracking. Arsenal were close to winning the Champions League, but it did not happen in the end. We lost on penalties, which is the worst way to lose a final. And Liverpool sack and slot with Andoni Iraola, the potential replacement. We're going to be talking about this, and we'll also rate the seasons of the big clubs in England. So tune in, stay to the end, give us your comments in the comment section. Let's go. DJ Pablo, how are you doing, man? Start with congratulations to Arsenal, first of all.
I'm doing good. The Premier League is almost 2 weeks old. Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah, this season is over.
Only 1 week. And give us our congratulations, please.
Still fresh.
The season is over. It's last Sunday. The Premier
League. Yeah, it was over for you guys. It was over for us last.
You guys won the league 2 weeks ago, so it's okay. You won it.
Still give us congratulations, no?
Congratulations! Oh, okay. Congratulations to Arsenal for winning the Premier League after 22 years of attempting it and all of that, and coming second and claiming that second as a trophy. So it's all good. Congrats to Arsenal. But the truth is, in all seriousness, I mean, banter aside, you guys worked hard to get to this point, including the VAR and the referees and all of that. But you guys worked hard to get to this point. Because how can you go through a whole season and you're the only team without a penalty or a red card given against you?
That's not true. So Man City also did not get any red cards this season. Yeah, Brighton did not also get red cards this season. Yeah. I guess swapping them, but anyways, we
it's all good. But what I'm trying to say in effect is that I think I remember one of the tackles
that Arsenal are historical and they set a historical precedent.
There's no history. There's no.
I get it.
They set a historical precedent for VAR to support.
There are two sides to a coin.
There's always a historical evidence for VAR to support Arsenal, so they've set that precedent. And credit to Arsenal again for tackling Cunha in the box in the first game of the season and not getting the penalty. All good, but congrats to them. They've won the league. They battled City to the end, and City decided to bottle the league. So yeah, congrats to them.
Thank you very much. How are you doing overall? How are you doing?
Oh yeah, I'm good. Yeah, just kind of reflecting on my United season and what next for us, because it's very difficult to kind of decipher the direction of the club with the way things are going in the media. But yeah, good so far.
Yeah, and David, long time no see. Welcome back. How are you doing, man?
Thank you. This is like when a player has gone on injury, you have some games to catch your match fitness. Yeah, my full debut will be next week. Okay. Today is just to stretch my legs and catch my match fitness.
To run.
Congrats to Arsenal. Let me run on grass. Congrats to Arsenal for winning the league. What else am I congratulating them for?
Nothing.
Okay. Oh yeah. So let's look at it as a whole. I mean, the obvious one will be the league. Congratulations for winning the league. It's a marathon, right?
Yeah.
10, 11 months, and at the end of the day, you top the pile. I think 7 points or 6 points.
Mm-hmm.
7.
So 7 points.
The
help of VAR. Calm down now. If Arsenal didn't play any out every other team in the land to play one more game, Arsenal will still have won the league. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it's a big feat, right? And then on this season as well, I would say congratulations. I know they fell short of Dr. Toes and Johnny Boy's expectations of 2 trophies, because I know you guys were always saying 2 trophies at the beginning. You said 2 trophies at the beginning. Yeah, you wanted to. I know they fell slightly short of that expectation. But then, if you look at it on all 4 fronts that Arsenal competed, won the league in one phase, made finals in 2 other competitions. I think the worst being the FA Cup was quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals,
right? So I think it's a season that deserves congratulations. However, they went about it, the result at the end of the day is what always justifies the means. I mean, we could banter us now as much as we like, right? If they had won yesterday's game, all of this won't matter.
Yeah. The name that won yesterday's game will not breathe. Will not be alive now, bro.
What matters is the name that is engraved, on the trophy at the end of the day.
And it's PSG.
I always PSG. Yeah, and I would always remind Man U fans, even though a lot of people don't even remember anymore. The season when Man U won the treble, that's probably the greatest season in United's history. United won the league on 79 points.
Yeah, no problem.
It's not because of that shot, man.
No problem. We won the league on 79 points. No problem. I still remember 2002 as well. So let's be going. Let's be going like that.
Yeah. Anyway.
So it's a good season, I think, for us now. I know Dr. To said we're going to reflect on all the big teams, so I'll let him, anchor that part. But I wanted to throw a subtle dig to DJ Pablo. So you're reflecting on my season.
Here we go.
I'm wondering.
It's no longer subtle because he knows now.
Yeah, that's the idea. I'm wondering what you're reflecting on. Cricket, empty cabinet. What are we?
Yeah.
What are we
no
looking
problem.
for? You don't say you reflect.
No problem.
You say you're looking forward. Say look forward.
I am reflecting on my last season because I'm a different Man United fan. I am not the type of Man United fan that likes to. Yeah, exactly. I'm not the type of Man United fan that likes to pander to the narrative. Oh, Carrick is here, so we are saved. Or we sacked Amorim, so he was the worst, or anything. Nah, I reflect with stats, facts, and everything necessary. Yeah. So
we'll get there. We'll get there. Jude, how are you doing, man? How are you doing? You're smiling today more than last week. What's going on?
Because there's no noise.
I swear, world peace.
The noise is only on the street of London. But there's no noise. We are at peace.
Oh, world peace, man. Bro.
The god of football decided to support the opponents, the Arsenal team.
All right. We'll get into it. But first, we have to take a little message from our sponsors.
Football clubs have never won the UEFA Champions League. Oh, somebody's going to get angry now. Manchester United. Nottingham Forest FC.
Oh my days.
Liverpool FC. Arsenal FC. This is going to be a difficult question for you because all these clubs seem to have won the Champions League.
Arsenal FC.
Arsenal FC, is that your final answer?
Yeah, 100%.
Final answer, Arsenal FC. Hello, Elisha. It's correct, you have 150,000 naira.
Yeah, so there you have it. That's our sponsors, So, let's kick off in that light because I'm sure DJ Pablo has a lot to say. He's one I was smiling the most.
Yeah.
So, man. DJ Pablo, what did you think about the final yesterday? The performance from Arsenal, the performance from PSG, the results overall. What's your take?
So, looking at the game, I expected, based on what we heard before the game, from Arsenal fans, criticizing PSG and Bayern Munich for playing that high-scoring game over 2 legs and all of that. Oh, like that's too open. You need to come and check out the Atletico game, and then heading into the final. Oh, when we get to PSG, we're going to show them how it's done and everything. And I'm watching. Like the truth is, I'm following, passively, but following everybody's preparation, PSG's preparation to Arsenal's preparation. I watch Arsenal, and all I'm seeing is how to defend. They use the whole field to prepare how to keep their shape. That's basic coaching, bro. How to keep your shape when a team is in the attack or when a team is in the defense. And I was like, and the coach just carrying the ball and moving around with the players, and the players are moving in the same shape. I'm like, these guys are going to play a very compact mid or low block. in their approach to PSG. So when I was reviewing the game, I was like, okay, I looked at the stats. Previewing the game, I looked at the stats from both sides. I'm like, okay, high scoring PSG, 44 goals before the final, low conceding team in Arsenal, very safe, conceded only 2 goals heading into the final. They've not conceded goals into open play and all of those things. And I'm like, okay, even in the last round, the way they scored and everything, I was like, okay, so defensive team versus attacking team, who comes up top? Obviously, PSG's way of playing is to hold the ball and defend, and that's their way of defending. And one split second, Arsenal gets a goal from 6 minutes, albeit dodgy, because when they reviewed and they quickly reviewed and passed it, we're not going to, VAR could have checked it, but VAR didn't check it. And then Arsenal get to score. But the truth is, Arsenal, once they had scored, they should have continued to pounce. Instead, they decided to hold, to defend. And when you check, and the truth is, when I analyze every detail. So when you check like the average positions of all the Arsenal players, only one player or 2 players went over the halfway line, and just a little over the halfway line. The rest were either behind the halfway line and most likely inside the box. And a team like Arsenal, the so-called Arsenal, having only 69 passes in the entire first half. That was embarrassing. That was disappointing. But I heard the journalists and the commentators glazing over Arsenal. Oh, 20 years since they got to the final. They'll be the first team to do this. They'll be the first team to do that. Oh, what a defensive performance. This and that. What I analyze from the game is, okay, dodgy calls in the first half, no doubt. The ref gave Arsenal the first half. Then came to the second half and said he's not taking nonsense from Arsenal, especially from the end where he did not allow Saka to take that corner kick. He just said, you know what, I'm not taking nonsense from this Arsenal team. Diving all over the pitch, touching the ball with your hand and all of those things, trying to delay, waste time, long throw, stuff. And I was watching that game with the mindset that I don't want Arsenal to win because Arsenal fans are insufferable. Yes, of all the Arsenal fans I know, just you and maybe one of my other guys or 2 of my other guys are really okay. They analyze with level head. They analyze with, with balance. But the rest, they're just so insufferable. They glaze their team so much. They talk about like how Saka is better than Messi and how the Max Dowman is better than Lamine Yamal and all of those things. I'm like, you guys like really so delusional that you can't even. So when I watched that game with that mindset. If Arsenal had won, I would have come out with shame and say, you know what, congratulations to Arsenal. You grinded out a win. And the truth is, at the end of the day, whose name is on the trophy? Arsenal. Who is going to care about how they played? Nobody. But as Arsenal lost, we're not going to care about how they played. Because you can't score in 6 minutes and for 70-something minutes, you're defending. Like you're sitting back. You only came out or came alive towards the end of the first half, of the second half. Bro. And at the end of the day, Arsenal did not make 1 up to 200 successful passes in the game. And you're playing against a PSG side that made 885 passes with 802 successive passes, 91% pass accuracy, compared to Arsenal that made 67% pass accuracy.
Short passes. By the way.
They had more
passing from year to year is not that difficult, but yeah, continue. And that's the thing with fact. When you're saying fact, you should also say what you watched as well.
Yes, I'm saying what I watched. Yeah. Now, Arsenal, even in the long and the forward passes, Arsenal didn't make any. They didn't make as many. That's the fact. So whether you say short passes, side-to-side passing, Luis Enrique came out to say that we tried to pass around them and it didn't work. We tried to pass through them, it didn't work. The one time we got the opportunity.
That's credit to Arsenal, no? That's credit to Arsenal.
That's what I'm saying. That the commentators were glazing.
Leave your United bias to the side, but yes, be honest.
But the commentators were glazing Arsenal for being so defensive. And I'm like, if it were to be Man United, you're like, oh, why do you have 3 defenders on the field? Why don't you have Arsenal had 3 centre-backs on the field? 3 centre-backs. Yeah, no. 4. Maybe if you count in Capi.
Well, obviously, we have to count in Capi.
As a centre-back. Is he a centre-back by trade?
He's a centre-back by trade.
Arsenal had 4 centre-backs on the field.
Yes.
And you are playing against a PSG side.
Man City plays with 4 centre-back all the time. Bournemouth plays with 4 centre-backs all the time. Even PSG, sometimes this season has played with 4 centre-backs. Like, it's not a new phenomenon.
The treble-winning Man City team had 4 in the final.
Yeah.
It was Akanji, Ake and who else are the three at the back. Then Stones was right in front of them.
Yeah.
With Rodri. So that was when they were playing that 3-2. 3-1. So yeah.
But yeah, David, what did you take? What was your take before I give hand over to another Banter United fan, Jude? Because they're not going to be honest.
So the thing for me, yeah, I mean, I've heard the things that DJ Pablo. So let me just take some things off. The old Arsenal fans are insufferable thing. I think every team, every football team has insufferable fans. The same way you feel that way about Arsenal fans, there's some Arsenal fans who feel that way about your own team too. I mean, I've encountered, will I say, delusional fans from both sets of.
Yeah, I always say all fans are delusional.
All fans are exactly.
It's in the name. It's in the name.
All
Fanatics.
fans are delusional. I mean, yes. Everybody here, maybe not you, DJ Pablo, but everybody here knows that if you are going to have this argument about the best striker in the world, there's one name I always call above anybody, regardless of his numbers, regardless of the fact that he's playing in Turkey. He would always be the first name I would call. It's part of what being a fan. Yeah. He would always be the number one I would call. Do you get? But in terms of yesterday's game, I think that game was in phases. The first phase was definitely that first 10 minutes. You see, the next 30 minutes was another phase of that game. I'm not a coach, and I don't earn my income from coaching teams. And I know that if it was left to me, I would have tried going for a second goal, right? However, you're also playing with a very, very deadly PSG team that can hurt you, at any point in time. And we saw that in the second half when Arteta tried to, open up. There was now so much space. If a player like Bakola had some finishing and goal sense, that game would have, So it was clear that, what Arteta actually did in the first half after that goal was also very sound, because we're all saying, he could have chased the game, or he could have also lost it and the game will be done, set and match. Let's not forget, we're talking about a PSG team that loaded somebody last year in the Champions League final. They loaded Inter Milan. It was 5 at the end of the game, and it could have been like 10 or 11, right? So, yes, there was a prudent way of managing the game. However, there was a point in the game where I felt Arsenal had a stronger 11 on the pitch than PSG. At that point,
was that second half?
Oh, there was a point in the extra time when Arsenal had a better 11, where Vitinha had come out. Emery.
Dembele
had come out.
John Neves and Berardo.
Kvaratskhelia has come out.
Yeah.
It was
the whole forward line was out,
kind of,
except
the team
Doué.
was down to like except Doué. The team was down to bare bones, and I was like, Arsenal has a stronger squad on pitch. Why are you guys still defending? Why not, go out and kill it off? But I would never know why that decision was why it wasn't taken. I'm sure if you look at stats, it would look as if the game was a hammering or a pounding. But when we watched the game, we saw it. PSG was struggling to penetrate. Shots.
I gave them credit to that one based on
shots.
I pull it out of you, DJ Pablo. Is a difference. Yes.
Shots were not going on target. I'm not sure Raya had to make more than maybe 2-3 really important saves.
And those saves are like crosses into the box, basically, not really like shots.
Yeah, they were not even the one shot, all that. So we can look at stats and think, PSG was far better. Yes, they're a good team, they're a strong team, they know what they want to play, very compact. I think it took only Chelsea at the World Club Cup for us to see big weakness in that team. But
they were playing the tired PSG side. That's the thing. In that club,
everybody was tired. I think everybody was tired.
But this game, PSG rested more players. Imagine a whole season goes in the French league, and Marquinhos, who played 90 minutes, by the way, started only like 2 or 3 games in the league, deliberately because of Champions League. Same thing with Ousmane Dembele. That game was Ousmane Dembele's longest game he has never played 90 minutes. He's always been chopped off at the 65th minute. He played the full 90 and his hamstring was gone. Right? That team is full of so much rotation. That Berardo you saw played in the last game that PSG played where they lost. Berardo was in that heart of that midfield. Right? The only player that I say, okay, he can play both in the league game and the Champions League is João Neves. He can play, or Warren Zaire-Emery. Warren Zaire-Emery has played right back. He has played center midfield, right? Another player they didn't bring on was Lee Kang-in. That was another good player as well that can, So that rotation was deliberate because you see, even when they celebrated their league trophy win, they were just clapping. They were not really like excited about, because the focus was the Champions League. Imagine they playing an Arsenal team that has played 63 games all season versus PSG that has played, I think, 20 games less, because they heavily rotated that time. Well. Plus rest.
Yeah, bro. I mean that was one of the things I was going to also speak about. That both teams had squad depth, and we could see visibly how the squad depth played out. But at the end of the day, everything was down to how you played from the beginning of the season up until that point, right? Yep. I mean, Arsenal was taking off quality and bringing on quality. Arsenal was taking off quality and bringing on quality. I was like, this is good, right? But PSG was also taking off quality and bringing on, quality, in code, but quality that had been getting game time and experience and all of that. So it looked to me at the end of the day like a whole season came into a crescendo. Right? I was telling an Arsenal fan that I watched the game with that I don't expect Arsenal to now start attacking today, because it's a system they've played all through the season. You don't just teach what's that word? Old dog new tricks or something. Yeah. You won't just teach them new tricks on the day of the final. They've played a certain way. They are going to more or less play that way, right? PSG has played a certain way. They would play that same way, right? But it was good to see two teams with squad depth. I was happy that injuries really didn't affect the teams so much. Everybody was kind of back, even if they were not 100%. Hakimi and who was it on their own side? Merino and Timber, on this other side. But like I said, that game was in phases. And there was a phase where it was 1-1, and I felt Arsenal had the stronger 11. And, there was nothing else, maybe just 20 more minutes to the end of the game. You could have just gone for the kill, and Arsenal might have, There's obviously the discussion of the referees and the VAR. They took a stand like they wanted to, stay away from it in the first half and just allow the game to go on. But in the second half, they decided we won't start calling everything. I think that also maybe took some momentum off the game on both sides, actually. On both sides. Yeah, so I think the referee and VAR should have taken the same stance all through. If you want to get involved in everything, start it from the beginning, get involved. If you want to present a front in the first half and then bring out another in the second half, it kind of confuses.
No, but speaking of the referee, that ref that final has refed Arsenal's 3 other European competitions,
and it's been shit.
No, Arsenal won.
Are you serious?
Arsenal won 3 of those games.
No, Arsenal did not win because of the ref. I can't show you all of my text message.
I am not saying that Arsenal
as soon as the game started
the
and I saw the ref, I put in my group with Johnny Boy and Jiga. You've met Jiga. That this ref is not going to allow anything to go. I put it straight away.
That's what I'm saying now. That's what I'm saying.
No, he did not, my friend.
The commentators tried to bring.
He allowed in the first half. Second half was.
That's what I'm saying now.
There are some silly things that I should have let fly. There's so many.
Like Saka handball inside the 18-yard box.
That one is controversial.
You should have allowed the corner kick. You should have allowed that corner kick.
Bro, the time was up. If Saka didn't stroll.
Then why did you give the corner kick?
No, the time was still rolling when the corner kick.
No, it was already over the 6 minutes. It was already over the 6 minutes.
When did he call it off? When did he call it off?
When it was like
51 seconds over.
Yeah.
51 seconds over. What
6 minutes? 6 minutes 31. Not even 51.
Yeah, that's what
6:31.
31.
Yeah,
but it blew the corner kick. Check out 6 seconds. It blew the corner kick 2 minutes 6 seconds. And
check out that 31 seconds.
All of a sudden,
check out that 31 seconds. Take out like 10 seconds from it. That's the other 20 seconds that Saka used to walk to the line. But
that's how Arsenal plays corner kick throughout the game.
Yeah, he was in this and adjusting his jersey and bro.
So because corner kick was
going to hide it.
Is it ref that decides? Is it ref that decides the pace of the player?
You want to delay because you're 1 goal up. The ref doesn't want to. The ref say, "I'm not having this. I'm not having this." Then
so the thing with added time, that board that is on the board, the time that is on the board is the minimum time.
It's not maximum.
I felt just allow them take the corner kick. After the corner kick,
they could have scored again. So
yeah. Okay, if that's the agenda, why are you not blaming that referee? Jude, what does it take to the game before I give my take? And I come back a little bit of comeback. I remember all the points. My factual take.
Actually, what I was going to say is like this reminds me similar to the Madrid Atletico final. It's almost the same. Like the Madrid was like their best attacking team that campaign. Atletico was the best defensive team coming up to that campaign. And the only difference is that Arsenal had a stronger 11 than Atletico to withstand the pressure that was coming. So I think you can't blame Arteta for the setup. If Arsenal have gone with their usual setup, there's most likely going to just be goals. And we know that when it comes to clinicality, PSG is more clinical scoring than Arsenal. So I think Arteta took the safe space. Luckily for them, they had the goal. And you don't expect, and it's a smart thing they did. Like, hold on, don't come out yet. Because if you try to come out at that moment, PSG had the energy, they had everything to rampage you. Maybe in second half, they could have tweaked it, those things that they tweaked later, to be able to push the attack in the second half, towards the middle of the second half or something. But that first half, everything worked out right because I don't see anywhere Arsenal will go teeth for teeth and they will not concede more than they say. Maybe towards the hands of Raya, maybe Raya being the save guy that is there, maybe he'll save a lot of shots.
Yeah, the best keeper in the world right now, yes.
But it's gonna be hard, like Arsenal scoring them from open play directly, as opposed them having, like both of them having the same chances scoring. That's what I thought about the game. But all good for Arsenal. They tried, but
better luck next time, eh?
Better luck. That's the thing. Arteta keeps moving one pace at the other. So next season now we expect him to get to the final and get the goal. That's what I expect him to do.
Yeah, that's the expectation. We'll see. But for me, I'm just proud. I'm proud of the players. I think I even though David is a neutral, that's why it's a neutral. It brought balance to this conversation because left to DJ Pablo and Jude, we already see how the conversation would have gone.
We see.
Yeah, but the fact is the way we see it as now Arsenal fans is PSG is the most like attacking team in the world. People say they're the best team in the world. They're scoring lots of goals for fun. And we limited them the same way we limit a lot of Premier League teams as well to just penalties.
Wow.
If yes, that's what happened. Their goal was from a penalty, and that's a mistake from Mosquera, right? Mistake from Mosquera. And if the ref was consistent throughout the match, those kind of fouls, he let them go. But I will also give the ref credit because he could have easily sent Mosquera off. Give him a second yellow card, and that would be a red. So
that's why you realized that's not fun.
So that's why I'm like, I don't want to call the ref out too much because there's also a decision in our favor.
Yeah.
It kind of balanced it in a sense. So that one. But for me, Arsenal played very, very well. Limited PSG first half, no chances. Limited them to shot from outside the box. Maybe PSG would have done with Cunha and Dogu in their team in the first half, but they didn't have that.
Wow.
But second half, things started changing. After that, I think that early yellow card to Mosquera to say, look, don't waste time in throwing, that kind of threw Arsenal players off. It kind of took one of their game tactics out of their hands. And that kind of limited our play. But Another thing that the main problem that I've had with Arteta all season is the like-for-like playing, like for like Saka for Mosquera, sorry, Saka for Madueke and Trossard for Martinelli.
No tweaks.
But
no tweaks.
Yes, it's just like the system, just plug and play. But the problem is whenever we've had Martinelli, Madueke, and Gyökeres as our front three, there's always chaos. Because those three don't hold the ball up like the other players do. And that's not a very, very defensive team that expects players to hold the ball up. And then you now had Eze in the 10. Eze can control the game, but also does not keep the ball compared to other people. So I think the subs were some you can say that some mistakes there. But overall, I'm not going to complain. We lost in the penalties. It's a great season. 2 finals, won the Premier League, quarterfinals. So we take it from there. Sign better players in the summer, hopefully, and then we'll move on to next season.
Speaking of Martinelli, though, Martinelli should have started that game. I felt he should have started ahead of Trossard. Reasons being, coming into that game, the stats actually show that Martinelli is your highest scoring player, your best scoring player in the Champions League.
Yes, but most of those goals were from
the best.
He came on as a sub. Most of them come as a sub.
If Martinelli was here, that goal would enter.
Yeah,
Martinelli would have gotten that ball.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's about keeping the ball. You saw how many times did Martinelli keep the ball?
Nobody kept the ball in Arsenal's team. Even Trossard had only 6 seconds.
Arsenal kept the ball whenever they had the possession.
With 69 passes.
They were not misplacing passes.
They were.
That's 69 completed passes, right?
That's what I'm saying. They were.
If you check the pass completion rate,
you saw. Let's go back to look at the first half again. You saw Mas Lewis Kelly running with the ball. Nobody was touching.
Oh
him.
That one.
Nobody was touching him. You saw Kapi running with the ball. You saw Trossard
even Rice made that runs. Yeah,
those were 1 or 2 isolated moments. I mean, the first half.
Even made PSG to be going towards the wings more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They couldn't penetrate.
The passes
were already blocked. So it's a good tactics. It's just that Mosquera's error. If not, we would have said, "Oh, it's a brilliant this thing." And remember, Arteta is like formed Arsenal to be one of the best defensive team in the world.
No problem.
Right?
That's what's this guy's name? This Atletico Madrid managers 2.0 in the Premier League. 347 passes by PSG to Arsenal's 105 in 45 minutes. Completed passes,
but it doesn't matter. The most important stat was the goals. That's the most important stat, and the most important stat says 1-1 in 120 minutes, and we lost on penalties. That's the way it is. And the penalties we are going to blame. I'm going to what happened to the outfield players? What happened to Madueke? What happened to Zubimendi? Why are they allowing Gabriel to take the 5th one?
But that was the plan. Arteta came out to say that was the plan.
No, yes,
Gabriel
said he wanted to. But Arteta is not going to. If Madueke says I want to take a penalty, he's not going to say no. Don't take it.
Yeah, but Gabriel said he wanted to because he wanted to be the one to score and say yes.
Because the other guys were cowards.
The irony.
Because the other guys were actually
cowards.
stepping away from.
Yeah, they're like, no, I'm not taking the 5th one. It's about pressure. It's pressure.
Like
who's willing to take the pressure?
Nigeria at the AFCON, right? That's why we had Chukwueze going to take because others were no, I don't want to take. You can't force people to take now. Do you understand? No, he said, "Don't worry, I will take that pressure on myself. I'll take the 5th one." Right?
Yeah, because.
But then why were they?
They don't want to be abused. They don't want to be the one that's
Now they're going to receive the abuse.
They're exactly indirectly.
They're going out.
Whether you came forward to take it or you didn't come forward to take it, they're going to receive the abuse because the truth is,
because you can't hide.
You can't hide, bro. Like I'm particularly worried for players like Eberechi Eze, who basically missed. And I don't know. My own is not Gabriel Magalhaes. My own is Eberechi Eze. You don't give penalty takers based on he's on the pitch. You give based on stats.
But it's a good penalty taker. He does that
I'd never taken a penalty this season.
Yeah, for Arsenal, yes. Arsenal's penalty takers are off. Havertz is off. Saka is off. Odegaard is off.
So are you trying to tell me?
But you're not telling me that Eze that takes most of all the set pieces for Crystal Palace all of a sudden now becomes useless.
His is not a poor penalty now. He just missed by a mile.
Do you know he said by a mile? Do you know?
I'm sure he meant by an inch.
Yeah. No, that mile. He says he deliberately said mile, bro. I know Jude. Now, do you know that Eberechi has also missed like those he stutter and shoot? He's missed a couple of penalties, and ex-pros are saying in that kind of high stakes game, you don't stutter, you blast.
He was waiting for the keeper to dive, but also the keeper
knew.
To dive. Exactly.
But the keeper knew. They
They've done their research.
Yeah.
They've prepared. So that was just silly. After the keeper dived, he now overhit the ball.
Due scored. What class 10? But he, so let me explain to you what happened.
There is not good at penalties now.
No,
is not good.
Let me explain to you what happened at that pens and in those pens. Both teams studied each other, knowing that this could get to the extra time. Now, all the players that they knew their penalty direction for the most part, those players changed their direction. You look at Gyökeres. Gyökeres would usually shoot to the right. He shot, to the left. That's the keeper's right. He shot to his right. Right? You look at all the other, even Due changes direction. Right? All the players that played their pens change their direction. So,
but anyway, it's easy to score against Raya because he just dives before they hit the ball. He just dives. It's like
so. The one person,
he saved one. Yes,
that's what I'm saying. The one person that didn't. No, he didn't change his direction. Everybody said Mensch plays where his left foot is facing, so his left foot is always playing to the right.
In fact, so I saw forums online saying that he needs to address that before the World Cup. Before the World Cup,
yes.
Raya has also dived twice to the right. He has already dived twice to the right. So even the commentator was saying,
you had it. It was,
but it was even against Man U. If you remember that Man U PK, it was just diving to the same side, and the Man U players were just scoring one. At some point, it just felt like Man U knew that this was his weakness. So I think he played that trick with the first two. And the commentary yesterday said he needs to change something, or the other player needs to be smart. And
so Peter Schmeichel said something. Peter Schmeichel said something interesting about this thing you just said now. Peter Schmeichel says he doesn't go into the penalties knowing where anybody's going to play. What he does is he knows the first two he's going to dive right. The next ones he's going to dive left. And if he's going to dive left, he's just going to dive with conviction, And then if he happens to save it, he saved it. So it's just interesting. But I just felt it was ironic for Gabriel to be the last person to take it.
It's also good that Gabriel was one to take it because Gabriel is one of Arsenal's strong players. So you do see that there's not a lot of abuse because in the 90 minutes you can argue it's one of Arsenal's man of the match.
Yeah,
I agree.
It stopped a lot of chances.
If only they had extra sub, they would have used.
Because if this was somebody else, if it was another player.
No, but Kepa is good at penalties.
They did this season in penalties.
But wait. Jude. Dr. Toast, there was another thing I noticed I missed saying. I think Arteta was naive in his substitutions. You talked about subs. I forgot to remember it, to bring it up. He was naive in his subs. I felt he should have played his cards strategically. How can you bring all your players before the 100th minute? All of them. So that he could have one extra one and they brought one extra. Yeah. But he used all 5 before 9. I can understand the 5, but save that one. And eventually, Hincapi got injured and you were playing with one man down for the most part because Hincapi could not run. And PSG didn't capitalize. You get?
Couldn't capitalize.
Yeah. They didn't actually. They didn't at all. Because the one time they made that run,
at that time they were also toothless.
They were tired. That's what I'm saying. That second half of extra time, everybody just passing. They've resigned to, you know what, it's going to be penalty. Let's go and let's take it to penalty. Everybody was just done.
Because as you also have to understand that, PSG they do this high press game, closing down. So they've also burnt energy, right? Arsenal players were tired, they were also tired. But I felt Arsenal had new guys in that could have energy. Don't measure
Maybe you could have brought Magalhaes.
That
would have been a better sub to bring on.
Maybe down. Enrique was coming in. I was telling the person I was watching with that this guy is going to miss glorious chances.
Or maybe you could have just brought in Lee Kang in. He will be able to dribble, or even like Mayulu. Mayulu does a good job as well in that attacking
Sorry, guys. I would have to pull hosting right and move this on because we have done 40 minutes already on the Champions
No worries,
League,
man.
So
No worries.
let's go. We
It's
still have some
sad,
topics to
but it's
cover.
okay. It's sad, but it's okay.
So this is what all Arsenal fans around the world
bro.
are feeling today, you know. So with that, let's rate Arsenal season, man. What do you rate Arsenal season? Because for me, I would say 9 over 10. 9 over 10 because we wanted a major after so many years of pain. We got a major, got to 2 finals. Lost to Manchester City. There's no shame in that. Lost to PSG. Also, no shame in that. The only shame is Southampton losing to Southampton in the quarterfinals. That's the only shame, you know. But still, it's still a 9 because if you look at it, right, people are saying Arsenal's strike force was not the best this season, but we're still able to score lots of goals. We're still able to keep us clean sheet. We're still able to get to all of these greater heights.
Jude, I know where you're coming from. I understand. No problem.
9
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. Against Southampton, the FA Cup. Against Southampton. Wow.
Wait. Sorry, David. Before these guys talk, they should remember they lost to Grimsby and Port Vale.
That's where I knew it was coming from. I didn't lose to Port Vale.
That's Chelsea.
So I think I'll put it at a solid 7.5. I think that's good. A solid 7.5. I was commenting on your channel earlier today, and I was like, 4 tournaments, and the worst that anyone can pick out is quarterfinals of FA Cup. That's top 8 in the FA Cup. I said top 2 in Champions League, top 2 in the League Cup, top in the domestic league, in the Premier League. Yeah. So, I mean, if not for the blips in the finals, and of course the FA Cup that I also call a blip, it should, I would have agreed with you on a 9 if you made finals in all 4 and maybe only lost maybe 1 of the final or 2 finals, but you lost 2 finals. And then FA Cup elimination to Southampton, who is in the Championship, who is even still be in Championship next season. But because of how long you've waited for the trophy, sometimes if you have been nearly there on something for too long, you move from an occurrence to a habit, from a habit to a lifestyle, and then from a lifestyle to an identity. It was almost becoming an identity that Arsenal won't get over the line. But what you've done is you've broken that. You've built. You can now start building another habit.
Yes, right? we've pushed the habit now to Man City. Now they are the second again, ole 2 seasons in a row. But yeah.
Oh my
God. They were not second last season, and they were third last.
They were lost to Liverpool. Oh, you guys,
they were third last season. Arsenal was second.
So that's an improvement for Man City. So
all right, cool. So did your Pablo go?
I'll do 7.5 for that.
7.5. From a neutral, I will take it. From the ups now.
Are we ranking the other teams too?
Yes, we'll run them.
Okay, we'll come back. Okay,
I will join David and say 7.0. And I say this to say
the other 7.5.
Yeah, I'll follow you behind. I say 7.0.
Oh, okay,
now, the reason why I said that is there are so many factors surrounding that. And I know, people say, conspiracy, blah, 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 blah. But the facts are the facts. And you can't, with video evidence, not anything. Arsenal scored most of their goals in set pieces. And coming into January, they started scoring less and less because teams started to figure them out. Plus, not just figuring them out, we saw it in the PSG game, that teams started to stop them from getting penalty set piece, corner kicks. They were restricted to getting set pieces far from the box. And obviously, once you cross it, you get the whole whispering from Gabriel Magalhaes and all that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but then also the commentator made one very valid comment and was like, okay, kudos to you for that one. The crossing into the box was horrendous, especially in that PSG, that final. So this season, from January onwards, their set piece goals just dried out a little bit. They even started focusing on the set piece manager. He was pressing the whole tab and checking things. I'm like, bro, what are you checking? So with all that, what I'm trying to say in effect is
don't be an up.
I've rated you. I said 7.0. I said 7.0. And in all that, what I'm trying to say is that there were so many factors that helped Arsenal win this league. But congratulations to Arsenal for trying multiple times for the last 6 years. And in the 7th year, they eventually get
in the sixth season.
Whatever the year. the sixth season, the 7th year, because he came in December of 2019.
Yes, so for December you count January and to December all together as 1 year. Thank you very much. See ups. Go on, Jude.
So what I'm trying to say in effect is that yes, kudos to Arteta. He played the way he wanted to play, and it didn't work. Then he changed the way he wanted to play. Albeit you were so annoyed with the style of play, but eventually he got you the result that he wanted, and you got the trophy that you needed. Even when it looked like you guys are down and out, Declan Rice made the iconic comment, "Oh, it's not done yet. It's not done yet," and then he eventually got it done at the end. And credit to Man City for bottling the league to Arsenal. So 7.0. That's it.
I thought it was PGMOL. Yes, go on, Jude.
For me, I think I'll probably align more with David and give them a 7.5 because the reason for me is right from day one, I already expected you guys to win the league. So winning the league puts you that high. Getting to 2 more finals is great. Like the competitions are tougher than the one you lost at quarterfinal. But there's one team being in the final and there's another team winning the cup. So I think based on paper or based on team, the reason why I gave you the league was because I believe that you guys had the best squad. And you had a manager that stayed as longer as Pep to win. Your squad was already compatible. You just need to put 1 or 2, which you did already in the transfer window. Pep was still trying to assemble and then blend them first. So that's why they had those frictions in the first half of the season. So for me, that's why I will give you that 7.5. If you had won another trophy, maybe 8 or 8.5, depending on how, and you lose it to Satati. Sorry, well,
we also have mitigating circumstances now. We found out in recent days that Southampton sent people to go and spy in training grounds.
They did not spy us now. Forget about it. It was easier to play us now.
How do you know? How do you know?
Because Man United played us now and beat us now this season, so it was easier to play us now.
We'll never know. Anyway, speaking about Man United, how are you rating your season? We'll start with Jude because Jude will be more honest.
For me, the season as a team, I think Carrick Amorim took us down. It was like 50-50. We don't know what we are facing in the match. So you just come and anticipate that. All we knew that we had a 3-4-3 formation to face. That was all we knew. We don't know how things will go down. Striker was struggling. Bruno was struggling. And the other guys were... Ole Mbeumo was like one of the high-performing guys in the team. And then Carrick brought light and hope, but at that point we've left all the competitions. So I don't know how to judge it, if I'm going to judge it based on Carrick or based on Amorim. But
you just rate your season. If all of them happened in the season. Rate your season overall.
The 2 of them, I'll say.
Okay, let me give you context. From 15th last season, you finished 3rd. Okay, rate your season.
I'll give them a 6.5 or 6. That's what I'll give them. For where we perform. We left early, first stage of the Grimsby against Grimsby, so it's so bad that we left that early. We left, Fletcher took over and threw us out immediately at the next round of the FA Cup to what's their name? Brighton, that we beat home and away easily. So we left at almost the first stages of each cup or second stage.
Almost.
I think Brighton was second or something, second stage. So it's so bad. So the Cardiff gave us that hope. So I would say 6.5 is okay for me.
Okay. DJ Pablo, go on then.
Yeah, so basically based on my ratings, I'm going to say 6.0. And I know why I don't like the 0.5 because I'm so annoyed based on the fact that you had a project and you went back on your words. And now you want to build another project from ground zero. So I put this 6.0 down to the board. I put this 6.0 down to the hierarchy of the team. Because yes, quite all right. You came on, you bought the club, you built a structure and found a connection between the board and the players. And then you sold the dream to the players, you sold the dream to the captain of the team, you sold the dream to the fans. Oh, this is the style of player we're going to go with, and we're going to suffer, but we're eventually going to get somewhere in the end, because we want to build a culture, we want to build everything, and then you come on, and then the guy is starting to find his feet, trying to find his way, telling you he needs players, and then you sack him. Fans will come and tell me, oh yeah, he says he needs players, but Carrick used the same players and all of that. Yes. The question is it sustainable? Was it entertaining to watch? The so-called entertainment merchants were no longer saying anything because their guy is at the helm. And even when their guy faltered, they still criticized him. So it all boils down to a whole lot of things. And the truth is, I give the team the 6.0 based on the fact that, number one, we're not 15th. I mean, Spurs are 17th, 2 seasons in a row. We are not 15th, that's number one. Number two, we qualify for Champions League for the first time in a while. So, credit to the team. Number three, the players started performing eventually because they knew that, they needed to turn up. And Bruno Fernandes, got there in the end and broke the record and all of that. That's part of the things why I'm happy for him. But apart from that, overall, maybe 2 or 3 games of the 17 I enjoyed. The rest were just like sit back and counter. And that's not the kind of football I grew up watching as a minor.
Almost like how PSG played last night. But yeah, you continue. Yeah.
How did PSG play? Sit back and counter.
No, not continue.
But one team, but Man U.
We didn't know a counter-attacking team yesterday.
That's why the team with
PSG
won everything.
Yes.
PSG were a possession-based team, not a counter-attacking team.
Which possessions did they have?
Possession-based team.
We gave them the ball. We gave them the ball.
Whether you
Second
gave them the
half,
ball,
we were counter.
whether you gave them the ball or you gave him the ball,
it's all right. It's fine.
They smoked you in 4 halves. Over 74% rating.
Smoking is smoking. 1-1 is not a smoking. 1-1 is not a smoking.
I mean, possession. I'm talking about possession, bro.
I mean, I'll be generous to United and give them a 6.0 as well. And the reason why is because you have to compare, the starting point, right? The same way I said Arsenal deserved a big 7.5 because of the long wait and then finally win the trophy. United was, I think that was their lowest point, last season. 15th,
that was last season, 15th, right?
Yeah, last season, 15th place. So, going from 15th to 3rd, would have made them get a higher score from me. But of course, we all knew how the season unfolded. There were a lot of other things. Now, achieving that feat while bringing in new players, getting them to play together, to gel together, having multiple managers, and still being able to make Champions League qualification, is what gets them 6. On the downside, they played only 40 games all season.
Not even up to 40.
Right? No, it was 40. 38 in the league, 1 in League Cup, 1 in FA Cup. 40 games. 40. Right? So it then looks unfair that I'm giving them 6, and I'm giving the guys who played 63 7.5.
We have PSG numbers when it comes to number of games. PSG numbers. PSG played 42 games or 47 games or something.
No, they didn't play 42.
They played 20 games less than Arsenal. Yeah, they played like 20 games less than Arsenal.
No, they didn't play 20 games less than Arsenal. I can even do those numbers. The French Super Cup, the European Super Cup, the Intercontinental Cup, that's already 3-4 games, right? The league is 34. That's about 38 games. PSG played, I don't know if you guys remember, PSG played knockout round for the Champions League after the group stage. You're muted. Did you have
No, it's not.
So after the first
Club World Cup, that's what I was going to say.
Oh, okay.
No, not Club World Cup. Club World Cup was last season. I'm talking about this season. There's an Intercontinental Cup that they played. They still play that stuff that they play yearly, right? PSG played 2 extra games than Arsenal in the Champions League. I don't know if we're all aware. Because they didn't do so well, right? So, and I think the full season, Arsenal played, I think, is it 15 games in the Champions League? Yes, I think
so, yeah.
PSG played 17. So I know Arsenal still played more games than PSG, but it was not 20 games difference. No, maybe 10. Okay. Maybe 10. But, back to my point, right? It would be unfair for me to give Arsenal 7.5 after playing.
So compared to Arsenal played 63 games.
PSG I think PSG played about 50. So you see, it's not 20 games. It's not 20 games. So it would be unfair for me to give Arsenal 7.5 after playing 63 and then give United very high after playing only 40. Right.
We don't need high.
Cup competitions, cup competitions were poor.
Yeah.
Right. The league
horrible.
The league is good because of that great escape. That's how I call it. Mm-hmm. Because they were heading for where Chelsea ended their season at some point. They were heading for meetable obscurity.
We never know now. If it's for that one, I might not agree, but it's all good.
But for whatever reason, the season was saved. So I think 6.0 is fair. Only because you were able to get multiple players to, still gel at the end of the day, which is what I believe every United fan would then think, okay, there might be something here. These players. I mean, you also said it, DJ, probably like the players started playing better. Right, so you might then look at that.
No, I said fans will come and tell me that, how is it that Amorim tried with these players and didn't work, and then Carrick is using the same players and they're playing.
No, I'm not talking about the coach dynamic. I'm talking about the players started getting the numbers, from like December, November.
Actually, they picked up from October. It's just that they were not winning games, right? And people will come and tell me, Bruno Fernandes, Bruno Fernandes his season kicked off in October, literally. He was not August, September were kind of like a blur because he didn't even get an assist. Yeah, but even in October, from October to December, I think he had like, if I'm not mistaken, maybe like 7 assists heading into the January. Then from January, it just kind of picked up and he was just getting assist upon assist. Because I remember the Liverpool game, I remember the Nottingham Forest game, I remember the Spurs game, right? Those were games where he got assists, right? So if we're going to talk about those ones, I'm sure the first leg when we were that 5-game winning streak, or we got to 3 and then we drew the last 2 and then we still kept the unbeaten to like 6 and then we got to Newcastle, we won, all those kind of things. If we're to look at those, yes. But from January, yes, the numbers changed. And then I now go and watch an hour-long podcast of Bruno Fernandes saying his favorite position is that number 6. So
it's all right. So David, how many points you say you're giving them? In the
6.0.
So all of you around 6 is. I was going to give them around 6 as well, but because Pablo has pissed me off, I'm going with the 4.5.
Wow.
let's just make it 5. Let's just make it 5. Like you said, they had a shambolic cup run. They had a shambolic cup run, and
we are no Europe.
Let me qualify now. They shambolic cup run, and
according to my United fans, the third best team in the league.
They only had the league, and even the league they were playing games like every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks.
They were going for the title.
We're going for the title.
Their fans when Carrick won, the biggest point is Man United did not win 5 games in a row.
We don't need it.
United fans are still not cut his head.
That guy was who amplified it. Otherwise, nobody will pay attention to that.
Yeah, he will cut his hair first 2 games next season. Everything will be done. No issues.
So
get hair against Arsenal this season.
So basically,
average
season. You guys did well to go from 15th to 3rd. I'll give you that's the 5 points. For the other cups, 0. We're almost at an hour. So I'm just going to play a 60 seconds video, and we start to talk about Liverpool and slot. Then rate Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City as quick. Please let's be concise and compress our points. All right. Thank you. I didn't mean to do that, but guys, like, subscribe. DJ or Pablo, United Talk Podcast. Thank you. So. This is a clip of Bruno Fernandes talking about managers and sacking versus players. I'm sure we know this debate has been a long debate in football, but let's listen to what he had to say.
I understand the club as different manager comes in and different ways of playing and whatsoever, but the recruitment has to be for Man United because the player will get normally a 5 years contract and the manager will get 2. And you know that if something is not working, the club always gets rid of the manager first, then he gets rid of the player because it's much more difficult. So I think you always have to bring players that fit the club, and then you bring managers that fit the club and the players you've got. And I think that says to be the thing that, for example, let's talk about Klopp and Pep. Why they were so successful? Because they chose the players in togetherness with the club that will fit the club, the system, and the way they wanted to play. Not for me to get involved, but I will.
Right. So for me, I think he contradicted himself. First of all, he first said the club should just bring players that will fit a system, and the club, not the manager. And then he said Pep and Klopp chose their own players.
That's
so
not what
contradiction.
He said. That is not what he said. That is not what he said.
That is what I heard, and
that's actually what I heard too.
No.
I didn't know you guys.
He's saying
you watched the full video.
I watched the full video. I did a full analysis.
Okay.
I did a full analysis, three set videos of that thing. So
remember, we have to be concise, your Pablo.
Yeah. So he's saying sign for your club and then bring in the manager that can work with the resources that you already have.
Yes.
Then he goes on to give examples.
Yes.
You know,
so David, I'm going to let you finish, but I want to throw my question in there before I forget, because everybody has different points. So my question is, it made it seem like sign players for the club that fits the players and that fits the club. Does that mean that players also have a say in who the manager is? Because it's sounding as if we can choose to play for the managers if we like the manager, if it fits our style, and if the manager does not fit the style of the players, we might not play. That's another sub point that I got from the video. So I'll let you give your analysis, your response to the video, and maybe touch on that as well.
Okay, so he then contradicted by then saying, the Liverpools, the clubs, and the Peps did this signings in conjunction with the managers. Like they did their own signings with the manager. After saying, I know he's not a native English speaker, so maybe it might have been different from his own language, before he then said it in English. But it sounded like buy for the institution, buy for the system, then get a manager that fits the system. Because he said you give players 5 years contract, you give managers 2 years contract. Like if it doesn't work with the manager, he goes, and then you're left with a player that you signed for a system whose orchestrator has gone, right? Which is what I got from it. Sign for a system, then use a manager that understands that system, right?
Yeah.
Now to what Dr. Toes has now said, a system should be bigger than the players that you currently have. That's what I believe. So I get what you're saying, because we've actually experienced it in football with certain players that will not be named, where you have to buy players for them, or they have to sign off on whatever signings that you're having. But I think a system should be bigger than one player. Yes, some systems are built around some players, right? And maybe in those cases, you might have some managers. So I think at the end of the day, is a club should do what works for their own system. At the end of the day, you want to get results on the pitch. So what helps you get those results, is what works. If we take a situation of the Barcelona of the 2010 eras, I don't think you would sign any player that would come in and compete with the position that Messi is playing, and you expect to get joy from that signing. That was a system, because the football was built around Messi. And that was why it never worked when Griezmann was signed. You're buying a left-footed playmaker to come in to join a team with another left-footed playmaker, and they won't be able to start together. And when they did, they ended trophyless. So to answer your question, Dr. Toes, maybe yes, there are some systems that are player-oriented, and we've seen it play out in football. Some of them were successful, right? What we have in abundance is systems that are manager-oriented, where a manager determines a philosophy, and then everybody plugs into it. And they're usually long-serving managers like the Peps and the likes of this world. A team like Real Madrid has another philosophy. It's never manager-oriented, right? They just buy specific players, the best of the best, that money can buy in specific positions. Then you as a manager comes, you must work with the resources that we have. Know what works for you. I mean, Madrid, you can't deny that they're a successful club. How many Premier Champions League titles? Is it 14 or 15 now? Right. 15. So I think it's down to what works for you. What Bruno Fernandes is complaining about worked in time past for Chelsea. They signed players for specific managers. Some of these managers did not stay more than 7 months. Some did not stay more than 6 months. Some did not stay more than a year, and they were successful. Right? At the end of the day, just do what works. That's my own take.
Wait, Dr. Toz, are you talking about your question? Is this centered on the team's philosophy or player power?
No, Jude.
No, I'm just saying, like, what do both? Like, what do you think about? Like, what's your response to that?
Should I give you a wholesome context to this whole thing?
No, we don't want it. We just want to talk about the clip.
Don't take that clip.
I want
for what
the clip is interesting.
Go and watch the 1 hour 55 minutes.
Nobody is watching
to understand the context. Now, the question that was asked. That's why you built a narrative already, and it's going to be on social media. It's going to be out there. The question that was asked to Bruno was with regards to clubs and systems, and Bruno threw a dig at Man United by saying it's either you choose to go with a manager to sign the players for the manager, or you choose to go with a club, irrespective of the manager, the system that the club has built. He said Man United needs to have a system. What's
your take? So what is your take on that?
That is my take I'm trying to give you. My explanation to that video is that Man United needed to have a system in place.
But I'm talking about football in general, and I'm not just United.
Football in general, it depends on the team. It's irrespective of anybody. You can sign players for a manager. You can also sign players for the club.
But he's
not saying that. He's not saying that. That's what I'm saying.
That we watch. That's what he's saying.
That's what I'm saying. Don't use the clip. He's not saying that.
This is the clip I saw. Now I want to use this clip. Why can't I use
that? That is wrong. It's doctored. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. It's doctored. His clip has been cut. The full wholesome clip. If you want, I can send you my script.
We don't want the clip.
I analyze it. No. I will send you my script so you can understand. Okay, what I'm trying to tell you that
it's not 1 hour long.
It's more than 1 hour long. I made 3 videos out of it, 20 minutes each. What I'm trying to tell you,
watch the double speed, no problem.
Yeah, what I'm trying to tell you in effect is that Bruno was trying to say, choose one. Don't just bring a manager and sign players for him and then sack the manager. That's what he's trying to say. It's either you choose a manager, sign players for the manager and stick with the manager, or you sign players for your club system, irrespective of the manager. And I'll give you an example of what you're trying to explain there. Brighton signs players irrespective of the manager. They have a system in place. Bournemouth, they just transitioned from Andoni Raiola to Marco Rose. They have a system in place. Chelsea under Abramovich, maybe, right? Now you look at
the system. They just buy the
Chelsea under Abramovich. They bought for each coach.
They just bought the
they bought for yes. Okay.
They just
Man United,
and it worked.
Yeah, it worked. That's what I'm saying. It depends on the club, irrespective. Man United for the last 20 years have got, and that's what Bruno explained before this part of the clip. That's why I remember it so clearly. Man United before now, they've had one manager who has stayed for 26 years. Coming to 2013, they started changing from one manager to another. They got David Moyes, signed players for him. Fellaini, Mata, next person, sign players for him. Boom, boom, boom. Before you know it, you're having a squad now that has players that were signed by Van Gaal, Mourinho, Ten Hag, Amorim. Bro, if you want, that's why he now give, if you want to go the Pep and Klopp way, then you get a Pep and a Klopp, sign players for the Pep and the Klopp, or let the Pep and Klopp decide the players they want to sign, aka Amorim. That's what he's just trying to say.
So if you watch is Fernandes still going to be in Man United next season?
Oh, facts. Yes, he is. He's signing the contract pretty soon.
That already tells me that it's going to be bigger than this. It's already bigger than the club.
That's you have missed the whole point, bro.
No, because I don't know any club, any player that still wants to be in the club, doing interview and talking and calling out the board. And
he doesn't. He didn't need to call out the board. He did. It's called a slide dig.
He's calling out
topic or mess. For me, I just feel all these things boils down to the philosophy and your managerial approach, because anyone can play. Like David said, you can be successful in anything. I just feel more of this boils down to people not being professional and disciplined.
Thank you. That's what I take as well.
Because if you look at the Chelsea instance you're talking, it's the same thing that happens in Madrid. They just buy a player and brings him there. The manager is already know what to do. The player knows what to do.
That's the system. That's the system that works for them.
That's the system, but not the footballing system. That's the club system, right? There are teams believe you can't because club that you're calling now met a set of players. He played with those players before they started buying.
Yeah, but he struggled for the first couple of years before they signed players for him.
But he got to Europa League final.
You can see how many years. Even Pep
Amorim got to Europa League final. Let's use that if we're using that.
Pep came in, he played.
Yes, you're right.
And did the same thing. So it just depends on the manager you're bringing. What approach is the manager adopting? Do you understand? Or trying to put into this team? If it doesn't fit, for you to achieve success, you have to work with the manager to achieve success. Otherwise, you sack the manager and put another manager.
Yeah, but he's saying that they didn't work with the manager. That's what Bruno is saying.
They didn't work with the manager, but they bought some players for him.
No, they didn't work with the manager. So Bruno said, when you want to sign players, the manager and the board will agree.
But let's explain this thing. But the players were already there before Amorim came. Let me use Amorim. The players were already there before Amorim came.
Fernandes was there.
Fernandes was there. So
Rashford
now
was there too. Højlund was there.
Even where Fernandes is playing, Amorim needed somebody. But because we don't have anybody, he played Fernandes there. Right? So now it's up to him and the board. They say, okay, we'll buy players. They chose, you can't spend too much now. Otherwise, FFP will come and hold you.
No.
And you're not selling.
January.
We are like, January, you still have to add. What if the club didn't want to? Because one is that we had players, our players went on AFCON, remember?
Yeah, but if you didn't want to, why did you now tell him you would?
They could have wanted to buy, and then at some point, business changes now. You are
you guys making excuses for them.
That's all I know.
Before
we have another United talk for 30 minutes, I'm just going to say that, Bruno Fernandes is just talking about player power there because it was.
He's actually saying players shouldn't have power.
That's what he's sounding like.
You can say what he said. You can say that, but what he's transmitting is different. I'm saying find managers that fit the players.
He's not saying that. He's giving an example, bro.
Yes, that example. I'm talking about the example. That example is what I'm sticking on. You can't say that some players because the managers can come and go. But he did perform under Amorim. But he did. He
did.
As much. He was your best player.
19 goals, 19 assists. No, 19 goals, 19 assists last season, all competitions.
Yes.
That's performance.
Yes, but
that's high level stats.
This season,
can never.
I'm not going to bite. This season, it shone more when
Carrick came on board.
Right? What if Carrick was like, "Oh, you guys are not my players. I want my own fresh set of players." Like
Carrick couldn't have because that's not the contract he signed.
And Dr. Toes, something
he came in as an interim, steady the ship and keep it moving. That's it.
Well, yeah, that's what they told us. But it's a full time.
Something I want to point out. Yeah, any system that adopts that we sign players irrespective of the managers always has player power dynamic. Look at the Madrid. Look at the Chelsea. The players could get the coaches sacked at Chelsea. I mean,
that's
why those Chelsea players come out.
Yep.
But David, I just give you an example of Brighton now. That Brighton, they sign players irrespective of the manager. What I mean by irrespective of manager, whether they change manager from now to tomorrow, they have a system in place.
Brighton would not sign a world-class player. Brighton will sign a rare gem.
But they will sell the player as a world class. That's what I'm telling you. It's the same thing. We're not talking about.
But now when that world class player goes to Madrid, it becomes a problem too.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about world class.
Exactly.
I'm saying about players in general. Signing players irrespective of the manager. World class or rare gem.
DJ Pablo, what you have just said is a typical small club play.
No, but that's
what you're saying.
But that's what Bruno gave us an example. He gave it as an example.
He gave club. He gave Liverpool as an example.
Yeah, using one. He even said that before we had.
He said, guys, we did not watch this full clip, so we didn't watch the full video.
Before we had
for big teams, it will always be if you run with that approach where we sign irrespective of manager, it will always be player power. For small teams, who knows the players that Brighton is signing? Do you know how many players Brighton have signed and sent to Union Saint-Galois for loan? You don't know those guys yet.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Nobody knows you for you to start being.
That's what I'm trying to say now. Those ones have a model where they sign a player, they make him a world-class player, and they sell him for money. But
let's talk about let's give the perfect example now. The most perfect example, and Slot. That is the perfect example. So let's go to Liverpool now, right? Okay. He met some players there. He brought his own players, and then the players that were there before were kind of revolting already. Now he's been sacked. He won the Premier League with that the players that he met. When he brought in his own players and trained his own style of football, the players were saying this is not how Salah's message. That's what I can say, because other people liked it as well. Right? Other players liked it, to say we want to play this style of play. This is our identity.
That's player power already.
But that that's what I'm saying. But that identity was not the identity until Klopp came. Right?
Yeah, so facts.
You have a new manager that wants to play his own identity, and you're saying, no, we want to play Klopp's identity. If we don't play Klopp's identity, we are not successful. So,
but you also have to think about it from the perspective of what did the board? Slot. Yeah. What did the board pass down to the players? We have to talk about that. What did the board pass down to the players? What is our model of football? What's our style of play? How do we want to approach the game? That is what the board passed down to the players, from the head to the sporting director, to the technical director, to the data analyst, to the
but they passed that under Klopp. They did not pass it down under Slot.
Now, the reason why they transitioned to Slot was with the mindset that Slot could play seemingly similar style of.
We don't know that.
I agree. I have video evidence. I have video evidence to back this.
Left.
Don't worry about the backroom staff this season. Don't worry about Blinders and co. Don't worry about backroom staff. What I'm trying to tell you, I have video evidence to back up the fact that what they sold to the team was that Klopp will play seemingly similar style in England. And I mean, what's his name? Slot will play similar style in England. When he now came, he now played the Klopp way, because this is a team, I have to get used to the team.
Towards the end of last season, he started transitioning into his own style.
That's a very good approach. And if it worked, he would have been a genius. But it didn't work. And then when he was going to sign, in the first season it was Klopp's style. They were still
up until the point. Up until
he started
February,
March.
He started
transitioning.
Which is a smart way to do it.
That's what I'm saying. Right? It's a smart way to approach it.
It's not what the players are used to, and then you introduce.
If it worked, from the known to the unknown, if it worked, you would have been a genius.
But
if it didn't work, he's a failure. That's what I'm saying. He tried to introduce. They were losing towards the end of last season.
So do you think that his sack was justified? Them sacking him was justified?
Because
I don't think it is.
Main question, Dr.
I don't think it's justified.
Because
and I think
player power.
Yeah, and I know the reason why I don't think it's justified. That's number one. One of the reasons why I don't think it's justified is he's bought himself time by winning the league the first season, which means if he did it before, what are the scenarios that created the opportunity for him to win in that first time? How can we create that scenario again for the next season, seeing as we tried his way and it didn't work? That's where you have to work with the board.
But then they bought players for him. They spent over 400 million for Slot. So why are you sacking him straight away? Not letting him give him the chance to
I agree.
Style? Because Salah and Curtis Jones, I know people are throwing the feet in the background.
Especially Salah, who is already out of the door. You understand?
It didn't make any sense.
So it didn't make any sense going out. Going to yes. Now the truth is, he already had a clash with Salah from the World Goal. In fact, from the Champions League group stages, he already had a clash with Salah. But he mended it, and I'm sure maybe the board came in. But I thought he could have bought himself some time, even though I was slagging him and all that. But he bought himself some time already, even still getting Liverpool to 5th in the getting Champions League spots. Then next season, you now go back to the drawing board and say, okay, what were the scenarios that led to Klopp winning and led to Slot winning the league against a Man City and an Arsenal? And then how can we create that similar scenario instead of signing the players that he says he wants? You get it? So that way you can now say, okay, will it work? If it will work, then we sack Slot and we get a manager who can work with these players. But I can also assure you, if they get Andoni Raiola, more than half this squad is going to be gone. I can assure you this 110%. More than half of this squad.
It's a small manager coming in.
But they're already going
out. Some of the
guys are already going out.
Yes. Salah, who is the strongest person in the dressing room, is out. He's going out
Salah,
already.
And a lot of players that are going.
Yeah, exactly.
Robertson
is gone. These are the protagonists of the slot play. Which
doesn't make sacking slot meaningful at the end of the day.
He's pointless in the end.
If the guys who were giving him stick are going, why not just see him maybe for another 6 months?
Yes.
Before you then make your decision.
But I mean, for like sacking managers on the fly.
The downfall is the delight of.
Andoni Raiola is going to struggle. Andoni Raiola might struggle.
As you're talking, the conspiracy theory in me is saying that because they spent 400 million for slots, they know the kind of players is going to ask for as well will be hundreds of millions. Maybe let's go for a Raiola that doesn't mind.
For so much.
Yeah, who will not mind training and coaching people
into. And FSG guys they don't like spending before.
Yes.
Based on
club complain about that too.
Dr. Toes, I agree with you based on this.
A better replacement would have been Oliver Glasner that won with Crystal Palace. But the reason why he's leaving Crystal Palace is because he's demanding for players, and they're like, nah, this guy, no, he's going to come and ask for players. No, let's give Raiola. He's quite comfortable coaching with whatever player he has. Yeah, managing with whatever player he has. But you guys think it's a right appointment?
I see chaos in the future for this one. It's not banter, it's not hate for Liverpool or anything. Andoni Raiola is a no-nonsense manager. And player power does not work for Andoni Raiola. If you have player power, you're out the door. Andoni Raiola worked in so many teams. He hasn't won any major trophy, as to say, as a manager. He has not won any trophy as a manager. I mean, before the Bournemouth stint, he barely even made 60% win rate. You understand? So he's a manager that is very pragmatic, and any player that's played under him goes on to thrive in other teams.
Apart from Solanke.
Solanke was injury prone a lot. Well, Solanke is like what's this guy? Their striker, his current striker now. The Brazilian guy.
I've forgotten that guy's name.
I know. It's easy to check. It's easy to check. Now, their striker, if you look at their striker, if you take their striker for example, as a case in point, he is not the kind of guy that will give you. Maybe
I know Krupi. Arsenal is going to take Krupi, hopefully.
Krupi. No, Evan Nielsen. It's Evan Nielsen.
Yeah, Evan Nielsen.
He will not give you like 10 goals. He's just 26. He will not give you like 10 goals in a season, but he'll give you a performance. He will run. He will press. And that's what Solanke was giving him. But Solanke he had a good season. The season he was signed by Spurs. So that one is, but so the truth is, you look at players like Amin Adli. I don't even know who the heck is Amin Adli.
Adli was a good player. Adli played under Xabi Alonso. He was part of that invincible guy.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's good. He's really good.
And NS
Adli is actually quite good.
Yeah, so you look at all these players.
That was a Baka reject.
Now you look at all of them. Their average age, based on looking at this squad, is 24, 25. These guys are absolute beasts when it comes to running. They say, in fact, Bruno came out to say, when they want to press you, they press you so high that you don't even have breathing space. Bro, when you look at that, you now come to Liverpool. In fact, Gemi Carragher already gave his own take on it yesterday on CBS Sports when he said that he feels like if you come and play that intense style of play at Liverpool, players are going to get injured a lot.
Yeah, we'll see. But let's rate. We'll see next season, right? We'll talk about him more towards the start of next season. Rating Liverpool season out of 10. I would be. Yeah, go on first since you want to go.
Mine will be somewhere between 5 and 5.5 because you don't go from winning the league to 5th position, right? You basically, as you were, Champions League, right? Wasn't not where they exited.
I expected you to be lower, David, because you predicted them to win the league.
I actually predicted them to win the league because they signed 2 good strikers, right? They signed 2 very strong wing backs. I expected so much better from them. So that's what I'm doing between 5 and 5.5, maybe 5.
I just thought about irony just now. Andoni Raiola goes to Liverpool, and Milos Kekes, who played under him, is going to be his left back.
So anyway, my rating is 5. FA Cup, they were out by quarterfinal. Champions League quarterfinal, I believe. League Cup, I don't know where they went out from.
I can't remember either. Man City beat them. No, in the League Cup, Man City beat them to get to the final. I think so.
So Man City beat them in both League Cup and FA Cup.
I think so.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean,
yeah.
So, I mean, they didn't do so well in the cup runs. The only reason why they made it to quarterfinal of Champions League was because it was Galatasaray. Really, if it was any other team, they would have probably been swept away. So 5, I think 5 from first to fifth.
No, I'll give them a 4 because they were below. They performed below average to me because they're defending champions. And by October, it was obvious that they were not going to do anything this season. And the manager was just complaining about opposition teams a lot, like, oh, their style of play. Why are you playing like that?
Long ball and all this.
Yeah, so I want you to play this way so I can beat you in the way that I planned for you.
That didn't make sense at all. That didn't make sense at all.
Yeah, so because of that, I'm giving it a 4. Jude, what are you rating Liverpool's season?
For me, I think I stand with you. It's a 4. Going from champions to, at least, if you had won 1, then we'll say it's 5. By being a champion, you're expected to be anywhere between the top 3. They didn't make that. They were even struggling.
Champions are spent too. They have spent everybody.
I think they probably, the reason why we can't give them that high is that Chelsea did woefully. So if you're rating them 4 or 3, then Chelsea will probably be at 0.5, somewhere around.
We'll get there.
Based on their spending at this team. So for me, I feel a 4 is 3.5 or 4 is okay because you can't be the champions, spend money, and come and be struggling till the last day to enter Champions League spot. Aston Villa even finished ahead of them. That's how bad it was.
Yes.
So thank God for the new system of the Champions League. Otherwise, they will be
No, thanks to Arsenal. Thanks to Arsenal for that. It was Arsenal that got us to get an extra. I'm thanking us. That's the only reason I'm thanking us now this season.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'll take that. What are you rating Liverpool and DJ Pablo?
Same 4. I'm rating them a 4 because I just looked at their last season. Last season, Liverpool finished top of the league with 84 points, losing only 4 games. This season, of the top 5 teams, they have lost the most. Literally, of the top 5 teams, they lost 12 games. 12 games. That's 3 times 4. That's 4 times, like more than their entire loss the previous season, and then drew 9. Like they were not even, like Villa had 19 wins, 8 draws, and 11 losses. They did not even come close. Liverpool had 17 wins, 9 draws, and 12 losses. That was absolutely horrendous. And for the fact that they actually really spent this season, got Verts, got Frimpong, got Isak, got Ekitike. In fact, battling with leave Newcastle to say, okay, you want Ekitike, give us Isak. Newcastle say, no, we'll not give you Isak. Okay, it's okay, we'll go and sign your Ekitike and then we'll sign your Isak. Bro, man.
Yeah.
The irony of the whole thing. I give them a 4, basically.
Fair enough.
Horrible season for them.
Let's talk about the Pep's team, Manchester City, rating them out of 10 as quickly as we can. I will still give them a solid 7 out of 10. They won 2 trophies in the end. They made it tight, gave a lot of rival fans hope, but they didn't do it in the end. So I'll still give them a 7 out of 10 because they performed very, very well. Signed players in January to try to recover their season. I'll say it worked for them because they won 2 trophies at the end. So 7 out of 10.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would have given them a 7, but because of that signing, they basically needed those signings to save the season, right? So that brings it down to a 6.5 for me. They signed quite a number of players. Yeah, apologies for my fan in the background. They signed quite a number of players, right? I knew that there would be some time to take for those players to come together, but they signed quality players, right? You expected better from that squad overall. Some people didn't even come to the party this season. Thankfully, Foden is not going for the World Cup. He didn't come to the party this season. I think whatever system, whatever transition they're going through, left some existing parties, in the back, and then brought some new guys to the front of it, to the point where they were just depending on the form of the new guys to carry them through. So it'll be a 6.5 for me. I can't give them a 7. Yes, they were able to win 2 trophies. Yes, I mean, that's credit to them. But they still fell short on the league by about 7 points, even when at some point they were neck and neck. They also had their hand, on the title. So Champions League, nothing to write home about for them. I think at the first hurdle, they were out.
Yeah.
Right. So 6.5, considering all the money they spent, 6.5.
Yeah. I think I would agree with you as well. So 6.5 for me. They battled. They had a horrible start to the season. Players injured also. So many factors as well you could factor in. Like you said, Foden didn't turn up. They literally didn't have a defense when we played them. They were using players like Max Alain, when we're playing against them, and he was making blunders and everything. So they literally didn't have a defense when we played them. And then the next game, there was Maguire, right? So that kind of saved their season from the back. Then you now go to the outfield players. Checking out came towards the February period and then started turning up. Foden could barely get a kick of the ball. Haaland just went on a dry spell when he came to like goal scoring and all of that. Very long dry spell. And then anytime he gets a goal, it's either it's deflected somewhere and he hits the post and he goes in or something. Those kinds of things. So to get so close and yet still be far from the Premier League is such a well, you won 2 trophies, no doubt there. It's regular. It's expected for Man City to win the Carabao. Only if you look at the last 10 years, it's expected for Man City to win Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. But the main crux of the whole matter is the league and the Champions League. And in the league, they failed to win it 2 seasons running, and they've also failed to win the Champions League 2 seasons running. So yeah.
I mean, the only reason why they even get up to 6.5 for me was because last season was trophyless. Last season was trophyless. So
and this season they got
slight
to
improvement. They got to.
Yeah, I totally agree with you with that. Yeah.
Fair enough. And Jude, rate Man City season real quick, out of 10.
I give Arsenal 7.5. So I think it's 6.5 or 7 because I feel Arsenal made them look better. If you have stick to your
I think so too. Arsenal made them really look good this season.
Facts.
Leading this thing, I think you would have won the league a long time. And
we wanted to entertain you guys, that's why.
That would have boosted you.
You guys bottled the league first before you now gained it back.
We can't bottle what you've not won. You can't bottle what you won. Sorry, we won it. And took it off. Anyways,
the league.
Yeah, they did. Big time. 3 times.
They won 2 trophies, which is not. Which is something to represent the season. They came second. There's no other way.
As quick as we possibly can. Chelsea finished 10th. No European football.
No long 1 over 10.
1
over 10 managers.
3 over 10.
Me 1
over 10.
Champions of the world cannot even defend their own backyard. Champions of the world.
1 over 10. Did not even make Europe.
2,
bro. They signed all the players that was still.
They didn't make Europe at all.
They didn't make Europe 10. They had to wait till the last day, and Sunderland.
They're hoping for Sunderland. Yeah, they're waiting for Sunderland. Hoping that Sunderland drops points.
No, that they will beat Sunderland, or Sunderland beat them. That's what happened.
Anyway,
so 2 over 10 then.
Yeah, so 1, 2, or 3. I don't need to add to. That's
1 over 10, bro.
We're not reaching Tottenham, right?
No.
They are owing us points.
The last thing I want us to talk about is something that United fans were talking about 2 and 3 seasons ago. And this is it.
Because you've won now.
This is it. United finished 3rd. Finished 3rd.
Yeah.
Aston Villa finished 4th, winning the Europa League.
Okay.
Who had a better
Crystal Palace finished 15, 26 points behind Manchester United and wins the Europa Conference League. Did Aston Villa and Crystal Palace have a better season than Manchester United?
Definitely.
No, I'm asking David first.
Okay. So as far as I'm concerned, yes, because they won trophies. And if you consider the context of those 2 clubs, those trophies are immense for them, right? If the previous season United had won Europa League, won't have had it decibels up in our
No,
ears.
I don't think so. I don't think we have fun.
No, Jude, DJ Pablo, you guys calm down. It's not time for you.
There's a reason why we're answering this question this way. We are going to leave it to you eventually. There's a reason. There's a historical context. So yes, as far as I'm concerned, Aston Villa, Crystal Palace had a better season than United. Kudos to United for making the Champions League, right? Well, but Aston Villa also made the Champions League and had a trophy to boot. Crystal Palace, whether you like it or not, will still be in the continent next season and their second major trophy, So it's a big season for them. Oh yeah, over to the United fans. I want to hear. No,
yes. I want to. Let me answer to. Let me answer to. I will leave it to them. Right, definitely they had a better season. First of all, Aston Villa season eclipses United one because there are two ways to make Champions League, and they got both. They didn't even leave one to chance. They made top four and won the Europa League. That's something that United failed to win last season, by the way. Why do we love it?
It's Onana.
I blame Onana, but it's okay. Let's go.
Aston Villa has that one. Crystal Palace also has a better season than Manchester United because if you remember, the first 5 or 7 games of the season, Crystal Palace did not score a single goal. No goals. People were thinking they were going to be relegated. They were not relegated. They were safe for a long time and still end up winning a massive European trophy, So, they have a better season than United because as United fans reminded us under Ten Hag, when Ten Hag won Carabao Cup and finished third, they said
I wanted them to answer first.
It's all about trophies. So, there we go. Let's hear what I want to set them up now. Let's set you up now. So what are you going to say?
Who's going first?
I'll just go first. I'll go
first. Go first, Jude. Good job.
It's not about setup. It's about the.
Remember what you said. Your standards.
Remember what you said.
I was the one. It's not you.
You were there.
For me, Aston Villa had a better season than United, based on context of their team, based on investment and stuff in player power and player purchase and all those stuff. They had a better season, winning Europa and also getting into the Champions League. Not by winning Europa, because that was what Manchester and Tottenham was targeting last season. Let's follow the window and enter. They did it by being in top 5. So that being said, I think they probably would have made more money based on competition pay than United made in the season. So that's what I feel. Crystal Palace.
Exactly. Let's do this too.
I don't know what to say, but
no, you have to say something.
You have to say it too.
The difference is not that much.
What do you mean? Better or no? Did they have a more successful season than you?
Success is the eye of the.
All right.
I'll just say okay, maybe more success.
So yes, they're both had. Thank you for your honesty. Whenever Sean returns, I'll ask him the same question. DJ Pablo.
Both teams had better seasons than Man United, and I would say this with chest because we were out of all the cups. That's number one. We didn't even have Europe to contend for. We didn't have so much to play. We had fewer games. We had 40 games than we used to have. We usually have 62, 65, 67 games every season. And this season we had fewer games. We didn't even, if we had gone further, maybe in the FA Cup, maybe won an FA Cup, by virtue of that, you now qualify for like Europa League or something. Yeah, that makes sense. But we didn't even, we crashed out in those ones. We now eventually decide to get to third position, and we didn't win any trophy. Third position without a trophy. It's a successful season because yes, we wanted to get into the Champions League. But with regards to how other teams performed, especially Aston Villa, despite the fact that they had shaky seasons and all that, they just one loss behind us. But yeah, they had a lot of losses. I mean, one game behind us in games won. We have 20, they have 19. And then if you look at losses, that was the bane of their existence. They had 11 losses while we had 7, right? So based on that rating in the league, yes, they are the 4th best team, but they have a trophy to go with it, a European trophy for that matter. Their first in many years. Then for Crystal Palace, yes, struggling for players. That's number 1. This is another factor. Number 2, too much injuries. They sold the Bechese, their key player. They sold Olise the previous season. They sold Gehi as well. And then with Gehi, they now have Oli Lacroix and those other boys.
Even with the guy that fought hard to keep Mateta as well.
Fought hard to keep Mateta. Spent money from Gehi's money to sign Jürgen Strand-Larsen, and we're still able to win UEFA Conference League. That's success. Whether it doesn't matter where they finish, because in the end,
Pablo,
did you get in? The question is, did you get into Europe? Yes.
Pablo, you don't understand where this question is coming from.
I know where the question is coming from. No, it's from last season, no problem, and 2 seasons ago, and Ten Hag. But did you win any trophy? Because you know me, I'm a very level-headed man, fan. I don't really talk nonsense. Now,
sometimes when it comes to us now, you talk nonsense. Yes.
No, but the question to the Crystal Palace: did you win a trophy? Yes. Did you sacrifice the league for that Conference League? Yes. Are you in Europa League next season? Yes. Mind you, they're in Conference League because of ownership. If not, last year they were in Europa League.
Snitching, Nottingham Forest.
Do you understand? Nottingham Forest snitched on them, and they caught Nottingham Forest and whooped. And Villa, you caught Nottingham Forest and whooped Forest. So, are they in Europa League next season? Yes.
Will they win?
That's the most important thing. Will they win it? It doesn't matter who wins. But this season, is it a success? Yes. Oliver Glasner is leaving a good team for another person to take it on, and whether he signs players or he takes from free agent market or whatever, it's all up to him. But yes, and again, another joy. He used 4-3-4-3 to win. He used 3-4-3 to win.
Okay. Okay. Well, there you have it, folks. Yeah. To be continued. We'll be here same time next week. I don't know if DJ Pablo will be here. Hopefully, we will have some time for us, and then we can assemble again and talk. Maybe we might even talk more about that Fernandes clip. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, please press the like button, subscribe to United Talk podcast on YouTube as well. Road to 5K. We just made our first 1K. Whoop whoop. Road to 2K now. So
congrats to you, bro. Congrats to you, bro.
We'll take it from there. But yeah, big up Jude. Big up David. Jude, don't cry too much. You know, you guys will be great. Carrick will make you guys compete.
Nah, bro. I'm scrutinizing Carrick next season, but
no. Everything that is supposed to block us from winning the league is out of it. Road clear.
Dr. Toes, we need to be saving all these clips.
It's available.
For when it starts changing mouth.
That's for Judo. For me.
That's for Jude.
No, it's freeway. Freeway. Ascot is out. Club is out. Pep is out.
Glasner is out because it's better than your manager.
But Arteta is not out, though. Arteta is a winner.
You guys are not scared of Arteta.
The record speak for itself, so you don't have to.
You guys beat Arteta this season, so you're not scared of him.
Yeah, not scared of Arteta.
We can even
Carrick is unbeaten against Arteta.
We'll win the other teams and we'll win the trophy.
Dr. Toes, let's keep this clip.
Yeah,
the same way we reviewed our prediction.
Yes,
we'll keep this clip.
Yes, we're starting from this one. Then we'll now add next season on.
I say freeway. No, there's no more pool.
Okay, now peace, guys.